On this episode of Lion Poker TV, we get you caught up on 2 months worth of action. Thunderdome 8 started, but didn't finish? The club held its second successful Poker 101 session. We celebrated the holidays in classy fashion at the Allentown Brewworks, and there were 3 TMPC matches sandwiched in as well. All that and more on this episode of Lion Poker TV. Welcome inside the Lion's Den, which at the moment is very quiet. But over the course of the last 2 months, this place has been buzzing with action. We are here now, and running with this episode with me is Markian the Yuki Boar for his first co-hosting experience. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's great having you in. I'm glad you could do this with me. There has been so much going on. I'm going to briefly recap it for you. We've had 3 TMPC matches. We had a Thunderdome heads-up challenge. We had a holiday poker evening. We had a holiday roadshow.
Oh, yeah.
We had a Poker 101 session. That's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff in 2 months.
So we're going to test our memories a little bit here and try to give you a recap and get back on track with this season. For those of you who don't know, we actually did not get to finish Thunderdome. It is incomplete at this moment, as it stands right now. Timmy and Dominic made the final heads-up battle, but time was against us that night. The event took 7 hours plus. And those 2 lads never had a chance to go head-to-head because they were tired and they wanted to go home. So it's incomplete, but let's look at it real briefly and get your overall thoughts about the event that night. Take us back to the end of November.
Coming back from a break, specifically a Thanksgiving break, and going straight into a heads-up type of tournament, you had to get a different thinking cap on. It was a little bit different sitting down and, all right, playing heads-up. It was good to see so many various players, and I think part of the reason why it took so long, in particular, at least one player that comes to mind, her games always lasted the longest.
The way it was set up for 45 minutes per match.
Yeah.
And she easily met an hour, if not more. From a poker standpoint, it was fantastic.
It was a great.
I mean, that's how these things are supposed to be. Yeah, that's how these are supposed to be. Yeah. We're supposed to be playing longer matches.
Exactly.
I think it brings out the best in all the players. There's not a rush feel, and I don't like that. I'm pretty sure you don't like that either.
Yep.
Rush just to get to the next match.
Right.
I know there were a couple people that probably have that mentality. We got through the group stage. There's 3 matches for the group stages. And then you get into the knockout stages, the final 8. And even once we got into those, the matches were just really rock solid. Mm-hmm. They took forever.
Good poker, back and forth.
Good poker. Really good poker. The final 4 players were Guy, Anand, Dominic, and Timmy. Mm-hmm. So
all solid players, knowing how to keep it going and get themselves into the next round. Yeah,
I'm very happy that it produced some fantastic poker. Some of the best poker that we've ever had in an event,
right?
Let alone TMPC.
Right.
So that was good. We had, like I said, we're going to get back to Thunderdome finale once those 2 boys can get together. We also had another event soon after Thunderdome. We had our 7th annual holiday poker evening.
Another great event, another great holiday event. Fantastic turnout, more than I expected turnout. Record
breaking.
Which was very pleasing to see.
Classy event, everybody got dressed up, everybody looked great, everybody was having a wonderful time. It was a very festive mood. Mm-hmm.
A little bit of alcohol flowing, not as much as last year.
Yeah,
but
not as much as last year.
Last year was one extreme was last year, and this was the other extreme. So we got to find a little bit of a common ground.
I agree with that 100%. 29 players. And that is also an event record.
Yeah.
29 players. Each player started with 10,000 chips. Now, as I'm planning this out ahead of time, I'm second guessing myself the whole way. Is that too many chips? Are we going to be there for 20 hours? It actually flowed perfectly.
It did.
The game turned out
right
ended right on time.
Within that 5-hour mark, and surprisingly enough, what you read on the internet is true sometimes.
It's absolutely very true. And there was another Anand to the final four. He ended up taking runner-up.
Yep.
A newcomer by the name of Jamie, a gentleman that's friends with Cody and with Josh from the Cross Keys Club, ended up winning. So it was nice to see some new blood get in there and do the business.
The 8 founders back in one spot for the first time in a while.
That was a special moment.
That was a good
I
time.
Actually had a little tear in my eye because I got to admit, I mean, there's 8 of us that started this thing back in 2006.
Right.
And the one guy that was always kind of missing out was Bruce, and that's because he doesn't live in the area anymore.
It was nice.
Yeah, props to Timmy for doing that. He got
absolutely.
the whole thing together.
Absolutely.
He did a great job, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. He was our event coordinator with the Brewworks. Timmy did a great job. Joe also did a great job. He kept it very fun.
Hosting, MC,
MC.
Or
I think he was MC. He was the MC of the event. He did not play, Joe Caps, but behind the mic he was very fun. He kept it very interesting and was on point all night. I thought he was great.
Go as far as saying Magic Mike or anything like that, but like some sort of, he tried.
Great job to you too, Joe Caps. Yep. You did a great job emceeing. And that was another new thing. We had never had that before.
I liked it that it
added a little panache to the evening.
It did. It brought everybody together. It made everybody aware of what's going on in other tables. And that was
especially the all-in moments. You knew when everybody was all in.
And that's the key.
And for the 3rd or 4th year running, we did a little road show. We went down to Harrah's in Philadelphia to take Lion Poker Club on the road, and we took our talents down there to another bounty tournament. You were there, I was there. What were your thoughts of that whole day down there at Harrah's?
With about 15, 20 minutes before start time, I was like, all right, this is going to be a 40, 50-person game, 60 tops. 5 minutes before, 100 people are signed up. A line, and they had to delay the start, which isn't a big deal, but they delayed the start of the game because there were 20 people still in line waiting to sign up for the tournament. And then the final tally came in before the rebuys. It was approximately 115 players or something like that, in that range. That's a huge tournament.
Yeah, and to have over 100 players and then to have a rebuy,
exactly,
I thought was a little insane. I thought that was nauseating, to be honest. That was unfair.
Yeah.
Harrah's, I think you may want to rethink that. I think once you get to 80 or over, you should just cut the rebuy out. Dave and I actually went further than any of the other people. Yep. That was a nice way to do it, but at the same time, we finished outside the top 30. So no great success there, but I think overall we ended the night with a buffet that I think we all overate.
Yep, absolutely.
And gained a few more pounds during the holidays, so a good time had by all. You make yourself as a player in this club on Thursday nights.
Absolutely.
We've had, again, 3 matches have come and gone since the last show. I'm going to take you back to number 8. And pre-show, pre-filming, Markian admitted that he didn't really remember too much from that game. And it was a long time ago. It was the week before Thanksgiving. We ended up having a third-time brawl heads-up between Cody and Kim. Both played each other heads-up the first 2 matches of the season, and then they came back again and did it a third time, Cody going 3-0 against Kim. Do you think if those two were to ever meet up again that Kim can kind of break that run?
I sure hope so. I really do, for Kim's sake. No offense, Cody, but it's. I think she can. I think she's got it in herself to be able to do so.
She's been remarkably solid this year.
Yes, she has.
Still sitting in the top 6.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not a small feat to accomplish. So
she's been there from the beginning as well. Let that be stated. She's been there from the very beginning. Has not dropped out yet. So, but she can't get over that monkey hump there of the hook.
Yeah. Well, he's a challenge for a lot of us. So
very true.
There's no doubt about that.
Now, TNPC 9 taking place 5 days before Christmas. Yours truly actually won for the first time.
Good job.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You needed it. Put a little feather in your cap.
I have a little clip for you here as somebody kind of captured my thoughts after that match. take a look. I kind of had it in my head tonight that I was going to do it. To be honest, believe it or not, I really felt positive about my game. I was coming off a pretty good result in the holiday game, and I just felt that if I could mix it up a little bit by being aggressive in spots, and getting fortunate enough to win some races, you know what? It was going to go my way. Happy New Year, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year, bro.
Forgot to even say that.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
2013, the midway mark of the season.
It's only
for
halfway
season 7.
through season 7. Can you believe that?
It really feels like we've played a lot more than just 10.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes I think we still have so much more to go.
Yeah.
And that's why I would urge all players in the club, you still have time. Just because your name isn't in the top 6, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be there at the end.
There's plenty of points to be had. So.
And perfect example is the winner of match 10.
It was a long, grueling battle. I can honestly say I'm struggling with the large number of chips and trying to figure out how to play hands. But I got lucky a lot, particularly on the river, and especially the last hand, which I managed to river a flush to beat out Greg.
I think the last 2 months have been fantastic. And certainly we have a lot more exciting poker ahead of us. That's going to do it for this episode of LionPokerTV, episode number 6. I thank you for tuning in with my co-host Markian.
Thank you, Trey.
I'm Trey, and we'll see you next episode.